Now, to learn more on the implications of the spread of coronavirus on the economic situation, with us here is engineer Mohammed bin Salim Al Busaidi, former member of the Shura Council. Engineer Mohammed bin Salim, welcome to our studio here. And at the beginning, we would like actually to ask you, what would you like to tell us about the current economy situation here in the south?
Thank you, Abdullah. I think all of us, we have noticed that anyway, the government has taken many measures since the breakthrough of this virus. And mainly the formation of the Supreme Committee by His Majesty, I think, which was the priority to deal with this situation. And Oman, like any other country as well, will be affected economically with this epidemic, and government as well. They have to deal with this side of the economic side of the situation of the epidemic, and as well as we have seen, certain measures has been taken earlier by the government and the committee, which was a few weeks ago, and today as well, as we have listened, many other measures has been taken to support the private sector mainly and the workers in the private sector.
What are your readings for the future on the national economy?
Well, Abdullah, I think this situation now, we are not dealing with a normal economic or financial crisis as it happened before, or even with epidemic, which is, has limited, spread in some countries. We are dealing with a pandemic that is, very very fast spreading throughout the countries, and as well with unknown actual limit or time duration of the pandemic itself. I think the matter all it comes to the when can this pandemic can be contained by a formation of a vaccine, which is as well, till now, according to the expert in the health field, they don't know how long the vaccine could take. Normally, in some situations, it might take up 14 months to get a vaccine for such a pandemic. I think that is only where we can see the 100% control of the pandemic itself first, then we can deal with the economic matter. But anyway, I think now all the efforts is to focus is stopping the spreading of the pandemic itself, controlling it, and try to minimize as well the spreading throughout the country. Unfortunately, Oman, like many other countries who are depending on oil in their general income, is affected more and badly. The government was trying to deal with the fluctuation of the oil prices in the past 5 years, and at a sudden the pandemic is here, and also as well in the last month we have noticed a very big fall in the oil prices. So it has to deal with a very difficult situation. I think it will be a very difficult year not only for Oman, for many other countries, but we have to cooperate as individuals and as well institutions with the government to overcome this situation.
Indeed, this is the reality, and each and everyone has got really to be prepared. We thank the government of His Majesty Sultan Haitham that has issued this, again, the decision through the Supreme Committee, which will help very much people and institutions at the same time. Now, how should the current situation be dealt with to minimize the economic effects of the crisis by individuals and institutions?
As I mentioned earlier, the situation is very difficult. It is going to affect everybody, actually, individuals or institutions or even the economic of the country. And I think now the only thing we have to work jointly join our hands with the government at this situation. And we have to deal with the situation in two different aspects. First of all, is to adhere with the decisions taken by the Supreme Committee in taking like social distancing, distance, and also taking preventive measures to overcome the spread of the pandemic itself, and try to control it to the minimum period, and that is number one, and that is actually a responsibility of all of us, individuals and also institutions. The second aspect, which is actually the most difficult, is the economic effects of the pandemic itself, which is really, could be very difficult, but as well, we as individuals and also institutions as well, we have to work and to understand how to deal with the situation. Actually, we don't have to deal it emotionally. and we have to be very realistic and understanding the consequence of this pandemic. It will affect for sure everybody, but I think as well with a huge cooperation from individuals, from as well institutions, everybody has to take his part actually in working closely with the government, and with today's measure as well. I think that will help, but maybe not enough, but for sure it will help to minimize the as well the economic effect of this pandemic.
Engineer Mohammed, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for your input. Indeed, public need to be aware. They need to take all the precaution. A good example of what is being said actually here, and a good example we have here, social distancing or physical distancing in reality, that is very important in actually preventing the spread of coronavirus. Wash hands and keep yourself clean, not to be in a crowded area is very, very important. Once again, we thank you very much, Engineer Mohammed, who is the former member of the Majlis Shura. Thank you.